with a little town like this, what's be surprising is that there's so much divide, even in such a small town. I mean, the community, everybody knows each other, but there's still that divide that, oh, you go to this church, or you go to that church, or you're this denomination, or you're that denomination, or you don't go to church, or you drink, you're an alcoholic, or you're a drug addict, and so there's divide and there's titles and all that stuff like that. And the thing that's so apparent, in a small town is that everybody knows you by your title, knows you by your past, knows you by your mistake, and knows you by, what you do. And that's not to say everybody just looks at your flaws. I mean, there's other people that you see in the community that, oh, this guy's, he's always giving. Oh, this guy, he's always, he's always doing nice things for people in the community. And so I think the biggest thing is people have these expectations of other people. And the sad part is we usually live up to them. We usually meet whatever the negative thing that they said about us. We usually end up meeting up to what those standards that were already set for us. There's no asking about, hey, how's it going? There's no asking about the problems that people are facing. We all know when somebody has a problem going on in their life, everybody knows it here in this little bitty town. Everybody knows the problems that they're dealing with, but nobody reaches out and asks them how they're doing. Nobody says, hey, why don't you come to my church Sunday? And we can pray for you. We can do things like that, or we'll see what we can do as far as getting you clothes or money or a job. Or that's what's kind of so scary in a little bit community like this, where it's so easy to turn to violence, so easy to turn to alcohol, so easy to turn to so many other avenues instead of God, that it doesn't seem like there's enough people that really care, about the people that aren't making the right choices. Well, I think when you put expectations on church members or people who are supposed to be already righteous people, as far as in the community's eyes, they're supposed to be already righteous. It's kind of hard for somebody who doesn't meet these expectations walking by the street to want to just come walking in, out off the street and say, hey, man, life isn't going right for me. Can I come in and sit down and have a seat? I mean, even though the church may be accepting and not ever come out and say it, that, hey, we want everybody to come in. It doesn't matter who you are or what you look like, or, come as you are type thing. Even though they're not saying they're against that, they're also not out there preaching that either. They're not out there, going out and picking these people up saying, hey, you need to ride to church, we'll take you. You don't have a place to go, we'll give you a place to go. And I think at the same time, when you have a certain style of, I guess, legalism or things like that, rules that church members are expected to come by, dress nice, sit in certain seats. In my church, people have certain places that they sit every time, and if you sit in somebody's place, they may not come out and say something, but they may just give you a little look and sit right in front of you, and oh, I'm in their seat. Let's get up, move, and that's what I think that's a lot of that stuff. You don't want to come into a church and feel like you're out of place. You're not supposed to feel out of place at church. You should be welcomed, and you should be drawn. Hey, come sit in the front. Hey, come sit by me. Hey, you should be comforted when you come into church.
With golden stream, our universe was clothed in light. Pulling at the seams, our once barren world now brims with life. We may fall in love.
Within the first 3 hours that you were here, and if not the first 3 hours, by the next morning, the whole town will be aware that there are new people here. And that is for certain, so you can count on that.
Time takes violent things, anger things, and makes them kind. We are the dust of
God worked in my life by just giving me confidence and the strength to talk to people that just complete strangers, complete families, and just random people, and just getting to know them and trying to shine my light on others people. I should be part of RAM because I've built friendships and relationships that are going to last for a long time, and I've grown spiritually in the past 3 weeks. way more than I thought I was going to.
Infinity times infinity. Infinity times infinity times infinity. Infinity times infinity times infinity times infinity. Let there be light, let there be light, let me be right. The dust of dust.
You could probably expect to just to get to see just God work, and get to see just you get to love on some kids like during VBS and during camp and stuff, and also for them to love you back, and that's just such an awesome and amazing experience. Okay, something I've learned about ministry is you really have to meet people where they're at. You really have to just seek people and find them and just help them. Because, I mean, if you don't reach out to them, I mean, who's going to, as Christians? Who's going to reach out to them?
So what will happen with that is you will be able to meet tons of people. One way you can meet people, which is what mission work is all about, is you can simply go to the coffee shop in the morning. However early you want to get up, they're there from 6 a.m. I mean, it just depends. So you can go down there and talk to them. And it's unique is because everyone, no matter what you're doing, somebody will have time to talk. You don't necessarily see that in larger cities sometimes where it's go, go, go all the time. Somebody will have time to talk. I'm not saying they're not working, it's just they'll take time out of what they're doing to talk to you for a little bit. And that's what's unique about it. And there's always somebody that's looking for something to do. And if you can come down here and give them something to do, that in itself will make you something in their eyes.